Alright, I'm going to try this foam treatment here in the xfoamr. It says 2 ounces for 32 ounces, which is about a liter. There you go. Always get my gloves. Two ounces. Let's give it a shot, shall we? As you can see, it's pretty dirty already. Nice and dirty. Door's not fully shut. And I already did the preludio. Preludio side looks pretty clean actually. So you can see preludio's pretty good. Well, let's try this Loki. Oh yeah, not bad. It smells pretty good. Not bad. And then I got some Feynlabs. I used 1 ounce. 1 ounce in the bucket there. Got some overspray, looks like. I also have some in the... Looks like it's doing a pretty good job of emulsifying the dirt, bringing it down here, as you can see. You can kind of see it drawing it down. It's pretty good. I like a slightly runny pre-wash. I'm not going to do much at the top because it's not really necessary. We'll just get some of this Feynlab here on. Alright, once it's sitting there, it's looking pretty good. Feynlab, I've noticed when I'm using the sponge, it creates a lot of very high wetting, but if you're not used to drying with a good towel, it can be a little hard for you. Come in with that. Even with 1 ounce, a fair amount of water bubbles. As you can see, you flip the towel, flip the sponge. You can see the wetting lines. Very slick. Let's see how it knocks out this. Yeah, not bad. Very smooth. Don't even feel the grit. Very smooth. Look at it. Not bad. Come in with the second side. See if I can get the light here. It's pretty good there. Wash it so clean. So a lot of bubbles though. Even with 1 ounce. 1 ounce to 4 gallons. I think the recommended is 1 ounce to 2 gallons, and I even went lighter on that, and still, look at that. Look at that. One dunk, pretty much all gone. Light agitation, super clean. Squeaky, I can feel it. You can hear the squeaks. Yeah, not bad. Get this there. You can kind of see the wetting. Let's see how the dry off is. I do like this Loki a lot. Seems to do a very good job of bringing all that dirt down. Look at all that. Not bad. Not bad. I drove this car for probably, I don't know, let's see, maybe 500-600 miles. I normally wash my car about once a week. Well, you know, I've been getting a lot of orders in from Thor for the Black Friday stuff, and I bought like 15 different rinselesses. So I'm going to be making some videos on trying all these different rinselesses and different techniques, you know, either the sponge or the double flip method or the wipe off method. There's so many different ways to do rinseless. Flip the sponge, come back over. See, with the doors, I tend to like to go a little extra wet on the doors. I know Ivan likes the verge of dripping in certain areas. I agree. And certain areas need a little extra juice to kind of flush out those sections. If it's very foamy like this, I will submerge the sponge under the bubbles to kind of let it absorb the solution. And as you can see, super clean. Not bad. And a lot of that stuff I'll even flick off even before I even bring inside. There's no point. If you can limit getting your solution dirty, why not? And come back over with your towel or with your sponge. Even more dirt there. Okay, now let's come in with a drying towel. Looks like I missed a section here. Loki is excellent. Super slick. Foams really well. That 2 ounces to 32 ounces, or 2 ounces for 1 liter. Basically what I did. Excellent. Let's go get a towel. Now that rinseless doesn't use that much water, I tend to like to use either one of these type of towels or the Diva. There's a lot of options here. Let's see. Now you see this wetting. A lot of wetting here. So even wiping it kind of smears. You kind of want your towel to be saturated with water. And once the towel starts to get wet, still a fair amount of streaking. Very nice. Smooth though. It does feel pretty smooth. Let me raise this a little bit. You can still see it there. This is without a drying aid. Obviously a drying aid will make it a lot slicker. But I kind of just wanted to try it without all the added help. Some of that foam is still in there. Good trick is to kind of go under, deal with the door jambs later. But yeah, after the wetting, it flashes off fairly well. Once your towel is kind of broken in, you could still see that flash here. I feel contamination. I might have to decon this car. Starting to feel that grit. And a lot of the times, if you're using a drying aid, you might not feel all that grit. It will mask it. So sometimes you will need to have a pure wash without all the fillers, like a wax or some sort of high polymer or silicon dioxide or graphene. All those wonderful things that make everything nice and slick and slippery. But overall, you can still see a couple of the streaks there. And let's come in. Out of habit, when I'm done with the towel, I will sit it in rinseless or a microfiber solution. Here I had extra Feynlab and some Nemesis, so I just went ahead and just poured a nice solution of Nemesis. Let's see what else I got here. Let's use some of this Garage Therapy Quick 2 Detailer. It doesn't have a lot of protection. I don't think there's actually any protection. So I like that, and it feels buttery smooth once you buff it off. So I'll first come in with a buff. And to try to get the product saturated throughout the panel here. And then I'll flip the side. Nice drying side. Oh, and you just immediately feel that slickness. Ooh. Ooh, so nice. Don't forget that. Yeah, it's like butter. Like butter. Ooh. Super nice. And that is pretty much how you do a rinseless pre-wash with Loki. I feel little dots here. What is this? Is this some residue? I can't tell. Looks like chipped paint. So, definitely the pre-wash worked. For sure. Everything feels so smooth. Not grabby at all. Excellent. Very good job. Nice combination. Now, some of this here, I noticed that. I don't know how to get that out. I'd have to probably blow it with an air compressor or just, slip like that. But other than that, it's great. This is excellent. Come on in and buff it off. Good job. Definitely send some more videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.